Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. Today, we are exploring something that affects all of us how we learn. Have you ever wondered why some lessons stay with you forever while others are forgotten right after an exam? Well, today, we'll unpack this through Call's idea of experiential learning. Basically, learning through doing, reflecting, thinking, and applying. And to help us understand this better, we have a very interesting discussion lined up with Ms. Samiksha Dalal. Let's start with something simple. We often hear that learning by doing is the most effective. Why does it work so well?
That's because when we actually do something, we are fully involved. It is not just information anymore. We experience it, and this kind of active experimentation and involvement helps us understand the lesson and the concepts more deeply and remember them for longer.
That's true. Can you give some example?
Of course, think about learning a bicycle. You can read about balance, you can watch videos, but until you try riding, you sit on the bike, you fall, you adjust, you don't truly learn it. That experience stays with you for life.
That's a great way to put it. Learning that literally stays with you. Now, once we had an experience, what comes next? Why is reflection such an important step?
Reflection is where real understanding comes. It allows us to think about what went good and what needs to be worked upon. Without reflecting, we might repeat our mistakes or miss important lessons.
So, it's not just about doing, it's about thinking back too.
Exactly. Even simple habits like reciprocating, or, for example, after a presentation, a student might think that the presentation really worked well. I explained well, but I could improve upon my eye contact or my confidence. This reflection helps them grow.
That's interesting. So, learning doesn't stop after the task is done, right? It actually continues. Now, let us talk about the final step applying what we learn. Why is this so important?
Because knowledge becomes useful only when we use it. Application helps turns ideas into practical skills. It's what makes learning useful in real life.
And how can teachers encourage this?
By creating opportunities for students to apply concepts. For example, physics. Rather than just merely teaching theories or concept of physics, let's consider topic work. A teacher can actually ask students to lift items of different weights, and then ask them to observe the effort involved. Obviously, the light one will require less effort and the heavier one will require more effort. That hands-on activity will make the concept more and much clearer for them.
All right. So it's really a cycle experience, reflection, understanding, and then application. And that brings us to a key takeaway. Learning is not just about memorizing facts, but about experiencing, reflecting, and applying knowledge in meaningful ways. Next time you learn something new, try to go through the cycle. You might be surprised at how much more you understand and remember. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back with more such insightful discussions. Until then, keep learning and keep growing.
Thank
Thank you for joining.
you. Hey everyone, welcome back. Have you ever noticed how some students love group discussions while others prefer reading quietly or doing practical work? That's because we all learn differently. And today we are going to talk about course learning styles and what kind of learner you might be with Miss Zainab Rangunwala. So, what exactly are learning styles?
Learning styles are basically a different ways how people prefer to learn. Call explained that some people learn by feeling, some by thinking, and some by watching. and others by doing.
Interesting. Can you break down the different types?
Sure. First, we have diverging learners. They like to observe, imagine, and discuss ideas. They are great at looking at things from different perspectives. Then, there are assimilating learners. They prefer logic, theories, and clear explanations. They enjoy reading and understanding concepts deeply. Next are converging learners. They focus on solving problems and applying ideas practically. And finally, accommodating learners. They learn best by doing, experimenting, and trying things out.
So basically, everyone has their own way of learning.
Exactly. And no style is better than other. It just depends on the person.
So how can this help in classrooms?
Teachers can use different methods like discussions, activities, visuals, so that every type of learners is included.
That makes sense. So the key takeaway is understanding your learning style can actually make studying easier and more effective. Thanks for listening. See you in the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you.